The United States men's national team will be facing Trinidad and Tobago for the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals in a two-leg knockout round worth a spot in the semifinals. Of course, if you win the quarterfinals, you usually go to the semifinals. But most importantly, for a spot in the 2024 Copa America that will be hosted in the United States. So despite Trinidad and Tobago not being the toughest opponent the United States has faced in 2023, this most certainly is the most important match. And we're going to do a preview. Hi, I'm Filippo, and welcome to Tactical Manager TV, and welcome to the United States versus Trinidad and Tobago CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals match preview. This is how it's going to go. I will start by telling you when and where to watch both matches of this knockout round, along with any updates or news on both teams. Then we will quickly go through how Trinidad and Tobago got here, our opponents, and try to figure out if they're actually good and how good they are. Lastly, I will give you Greg Berhalter's projected starting 11 and what I would do. Not that it matters, but I kind of want to do it, so I'm going to do it anyway. And what you can do right now is just hit the like button to make me happy for absolutely no reason, and let me know in the comment section down below if you will be attending the match that the United States will play at Austin, Texas. If you're attending the game, please let us know. Okay, let's begin. Alright, I'm going to start by giving you all the information you need for these two matches, which is essentially where to watch it and when to watch it. I don't know why you would need to know anything else. So match number one, which will be the one the United States will be hosting, will be on Thursday, November the 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, which will be played at the Q2 Stadium in Austin, Texas. You can watch this match on TNT, Telemundo, Universo, Max, and Peacock streaming service. For match number one, I have bad news and good news. The bad news is we won't be able to do the regular coverage, like the live watch along. Everything else we should be doing. I'll be doing a pregame. We're probably going to be doing the 7 things we learned. But the good news is we will be at the game. I'll be at the game. We got invited by Brett Oppenheim, and he has some access to U.S. soccer, so maybe we'll be able to go to the field. I might meet Greg Berhalter, and if I do so, I have a gift for him. A wonderful, beautiful gift that he probably won't like, but not accepting a gift is rude, and last time I checked, Berhalter's not Canadian, so he's not rude, so he'll accept the gift. Will he like it? Probably not. And on top of that, the good news is we'll be doing a vlog with other very big content creators, by the way, so it's going to be a very big vlog, a tremendous vlog. You guys are going to love it, so no live watch along, but you get extra content on the other hand, so it's worth it. And if you will be at the game, let me know in the comment section down below, because maybe we can meet. Now let's talk about match number 2, which will be the one that the United States will be playing away. And it'll be on Monday, November the 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time at the Hasley Crawford Stadium in Port of Spain at Trinidad and Tobago. You can watch this match on TNT, Universo, Max, and Peacock streaming service. For this one, the second match, I will 100% be doing a live watch along, 7 things we learned, normal coverage that you very much love and are accustomed to. So when was the last time the United States and Trinidad faced each other? And that was in the 2023 Gold Cup group stage, which ended with a 6-0 United States win with Jesus Ferreira El Pirata scoring a hat-trick against another Caribbean island. Now you may be asking, was that Trinidad and Tobago's best team? I don't know, but I can tell you one thing. The United States wasn't sending their best to the Gold Cup either. And we got the 6-0 win. But for all I know, maybe that was Trinidad and Tobago's best team. Who knows? Actually, a lot of people know, like everyone from Trinidad should know. I don't know, and you probably don't know. It probably was their best. Okay, but before we dive into Trinidad and Tobago and the U.S. men's national team projected starting 11, let's talk about why does this game matter so much? And as I said before, this knockout round is worth a spot in the 2024 Copa America, which honestly is the most important competition of this cycle for the U.S. men's national team when you exclude the World Cup, of course. So it's technically the second most important competition this cycle. The loser of this knockout round will still have a shot on qualifying through an extra knockout round against the other losers of the quarterfinals. but the US men's national team has to qualify right away. Not doing so would be an embarrassment, a disgrace, and I don't even want to think about it. The knockout round is also worth a spot in the Nations League semifinals to be played in Dallas, Texas in March of 2024. Those are always fun because we always win. And winning is fun. Now let's talk about Trinidad and Tobago. So before I even explain how Trinidad and Tobago got here, let me very quickly explain the format of this edition of the CONCACAF Nations League. So the top 4 ranked national teams in CONCACAF qualified directly to the quarterfinals, and these countries were Mexico, United States, Costa Rica, and Canada. The other national teams in CONCACAF League A, which is the first division of the Nations League in CONCACAF, were placed in 2 groups of 6, where the top 2 of each group would advance to the quarterfinals to face, the top 4 that we just talked about that qualified directly through the ranking. Trinidad and Tobago was placed in Group A with Panama, Martinique, Curacao, Guatemala, and El Salvador, which eventually led to Trinidad and Tobago finishing in 2nd place behind Panama with 3 wins and 1 loss in 4 matches, with 10 goals scored and 9 allowed. So Trinidad and Tobago's defense is poop. It's terrible. And the offense is mediocre at best. Now keep in mind that CONCACAF is an unserious confederation, and as you can see, the group had 6 teams, but they only played 4 matches each, which means they did not all face each other at home and away matches, and some of these teams didn't even face each other at all. For example, Trinidad and Tobago didn't play a single match against Panama, which was by far the most competitive team in this group. They ended up topping the group. For some reason, they played Curacao twice, the team that got relegated, and Trinidad lost to Curacao when they played away. They literally lost to the team that got relegated. Yes, the CONCACAF Nations League has promotion relegation. Unlike MLS, it has it. But my point is, Trinidad is not very good. But listen, I'm not in favor of disrespecting any opponent. That's not the point I'm trying to make. But let's call a spade, and this Trinidad and Tobago side is not very good. And the best way to show them respect is by scoring a lot of goals on them, beating them by a ton of goals. That's the best way to respect your opponent, is to do your best. They're also currently coached by Angus Eve, and his only coaching experience at the pro level is with Trinidad and Tobago's national team and their U20s. This is not the same Trinidad that we've seen in the mid-2000s that qualified to the World Cup. Anything short of a US men's national team win would be a disappointment. Actually, anything short of a convincing US men's national team win would be a disappointment, even without Pulisic and Weah. So now let's go through Greg Berhalter's projected starting 11 for the first match. We're not going to be doing the second match here because we don't know injuries or suspension, so it's kind of hard to project that. So let's do the projected starting 11 that Berhalter might put out, not me. I mean, I'm not the coach, so I'm not putting any lineup, but it's not the lineup I would put out, but this is what Berhalter might do. And listen, this is a knockout round, so I fully expect Greg Berhalter to pull out the most obvious lineup possible, to play it safe. I doubt he'll do any drastic changes to the formation or player selections besides the players that are missing due to injury. We're not going to have Tyler Adams, we're not going to have Tim Weah, we're not going to have Christian Pulisic. Those are players that are likely locks to start under Berhalter. Oh, and a quick update, Johnny Cardoso has been cut due to an injury, so he's also not available for the US men's national team, and he possibly could have start at the 6th since Tyler Adams is not available, but he won't because he's not there. So let's be honest here, Berhalter's probably gonna go with a 4-3-3, and it could look like a 4-2-3-1 depending on the players he selects to play in the midfield, but based on the players I'm about to point out that I think he'll start, it's gonna be a 4-3-3. And this is how I think he'll set up. Matt Turner on goal, Serginho Dest as the right back, A-Rob from Fulham as the left back. The 2 center backs will probably be Chris Richards and Tim Ream. I think he's going to put Luca De La Torre as the 6, which honestly against Trinidad and Tobago, he should be fine defensively. The dual 8s will be Yunus Musa and Weston McKennie. Those are pretty much locks in my opinion. And then he's probably going to shove Gio Reyna back on the wing to play as a right winger since he doesn't have Tim Weah. And he's probably going to put Brendan Aronson on the left wing to replace Christian Pulisic, with Fullerting Balogun up top. And listen, I don't love this lineup, but I think it's what Berhalter will do. I don't want to see Gio Reyna playing as a right winger. I would want to see him playing centrally, but Berhalter won't do that. The thing is, even if he puts out this lineup should still completely run over Trinidad and Tobago. But enough of Berhalter. What would I do? And you know what? I'm not the coach, so it doesn't really matter what I think, but this is how I would line up the United States for this match. I would personally change the formation despite the risk of trying to implement something new right before a decisive match. You see, we should be able to beat Trinidad and Tobago comfortably, regardless of the formation or player selections, even without Pulisic, Weah, or Tyler Adams. However, I would probably go with a 3-5-2 since both of our starting wingers are not available. I would honestly try a 3-5-2. Have the wingbacks provide width, have 2 goal scorers up top, and a 10 to create. I just think that this will be a much better way to break a low block that we're about to face rather than a 4-3-3 that will just whip in a bunch of crosses. You know, it's going to be a little bit of Berhalter ball if he plays the way I just mentioned, right? The 4-3-3 with Gio out wide, Aronson out wide, McKennie and Musa with no creativity through the middle. So I would personally go for a 3-5-2 with a 10 to create, 2 goal scorers up top, and our wing backs, Dest and A-Rob, can provide all the width. So here's my lineup. Matt Turner on goal, Chris Richards, Cameron Carter-Vickers, and Tim Ream as the 3 center backs, Serginho Dest as the right wing back, A-Rob as the left wing back. And my backup to A-Rob would actually be Kevin Paredes, since we're playing a weaker opponent. The 2 central midfielders would be Yunus Musa and Weston McKennie. The central attacking midfielder, or the 10, would be Gio Reyna, with Follering Balogun and Ricardo Pepi up top. I would try this 3-5-2 formation. I think it will be more effective against a low block. And once we score 1 goal, we will score many. And to be honest, when playing at home in Austin, we need to get a convincing win. 3-4-0. Because if we barely beat Trinidad and Tobago or we tie them, which would be a major upset, we have to go play away right after. And you know about Greg Berhalter's away record in CONCACAF. He's allergic to it. Like he has serious allergies to playing away in CONCACAF, almost like Tottenham in trophies. Okay, but I might have taken it too far. I don't need to put any Tottenham slander here at the channel. They just do it to themselves. Alright everyone, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to providing you a very nice vlog for this US Men's National Team match against Trinidad and Tobago. And for the second match, the live watch along, everything else that you very much love. Let me know if you're going to be in the game in the comment section down below. Drop a like in this video. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.